Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. An important issue regarding Islamic punishments is the fact that we have to determine what is the punishment of consuming liquor, or in other words, what is the punishment of drinking. Now, if we study the Quran, we come to realize that it is absolutely devoid of any mention of any punishment regarding drinking. However, we find that in the times of the Prophet, a particular punishment was fixed for this crime, and people were whipped or flogged by twigs of palm trees. Now, it is evident from this practice and from this whole scenario that the punishment of drinking is not at all a had. It's not a had. It's not being legislated by the Almighty in any manner. It is primarily a ta'zir, which means that the punishment of consuming liquor is left to the discretion of an Islamic state. So therefore, on this very basis, we find that in the times of Hazrat Umar, this punishment was fixed at 40, in the times of the Caliph Abu Bakr, it was fixed at 40 whips. And people who were guilty of this crime were whipped 40 times. And later on, in the time of the Caliph Umar, it was increased to 80 whips. And people were flogged 80 times if they were guilty of this punishment. Now, this progression itself tells us that this whole issue is a ta'zir, that this punishment is not a had, it's a ta'zir. And we know from certain historical narratives that in the times of the Caliph Umar, when people started to indulge into drinking a lot, he increased this punishment to 80 stripes. And we know of a very, very subtle incident which took place in his times. He called people of his shura to his consultation, and he floated and tabled this issue of punishing people who were consuming liquor a lot. And it is said that Hazrat Ali opined that since people, when they get drunk, when the people get drunk, they get intoxicated. And when they get intoxicated, they start talking nonsense. And when they start talking nonsense, they often make accusations against other people. And since the punishment of falsely accusing people of sex is qazf, as mentioned in the Quran, and it is fixed to 80 stripes, so should we not legislate in this crime as well, in the crime of drinking liquor also, that the punishment should be 80 stripes? And lo and behold, this suggestion by Hazrat Ali was accepted, and so the punishment of drinking liquor was legislated to be 80 stripes, and a criminal was flogged 80 times who would consume liquor. So it is absolutely evident that the issue of drinking has not been touched by the Quran. It has been left to the legislation of an Islamic state. It can, keeping in view the various circumstances of people which arise in a country, it can legislate of its own, and in this regard, it has not been bound in any way by the Quran. An important clarification which seems in order here is that whatever is mentioned here, or whatever has been stated here, it primarily relates to the fact that an Islamic state has a discretion over the punishment of drinking. As far as the prohibition of drinking is concerned, there are no two opinions about it. It is absolutely prohibited in Islam, and the words of the Quran are very, very serious, and they are very grave about this crime. It says, "Rijsum min amal shaitan." They are the dirty handiworks of Satan. So there should be no confusion about the fact that drinking or consuming liquor is something which is absolutely prohibited in Islam. However, as far as the punishment of consuming liquor is concerned, this is something which has been left to the discretion of an Islamic state. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات.